Yeah.
Here we go. You must have known that was coming.
I wasn't expecting that. And Criffy's like, what the hell is that?
I was a bit
Evening.
shocked.
It's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, I was shocked.
Welcome to They Think It's All Over, your weekly football podcast from the group of writers who think they know stuff but really don't. Ash, I support Newcastle. We've got Liam, supports Everton, Crippy, who supports Villa. And how are we doing, lads? Hopefully we'll have Andy in the chat at some point as well.
Nice.
Yeah, you better be in the chat.
You better be. Why have you got a board with them?
Oh, beat them on the weekend, didn't we? So,
of course. That's probably why he's not here yet then. Liam Lowe. So how are we doing, boys?
Very prepared. All right, Andy.
All right.
Very prepared for today. I was early. Yeah. Feel good. Really ready for this. Definitely.
You absolutely did not rock up in the studio 10 seconds before we went
live. No. I've kept up to date with all the football stuff as well. I have not been distracted at all with employment issues at all. I am well versed. Ask me any question about anything on the docket. This will be the best pod we've ever done.
I'm looking forward to this. You picked the week where I had so much going on to be.
I know.
I mean, I say picked the week. I don't think it was really your fault that you're having to look for their jobs, but you know.
There's a lot to go on.
There's one thing we can start with that you were involved with, and this is going to be a big sea of red on this week's score predictions, but particularly in my column.
Bloody hell.
That was terrible. Yeah. I mean, overall terrible, but Jesus Christ, I got 2.
So Chelsea, man.
Well, that's it. I mean, we got the Bournemouth. Everyone back Wolves. Bournemouth won.
Yeah.
Forest, I did say that Chris Wood would score. Forest getting that draw. Chelsea, that's ridiculous. That
embarrassing. At home.
Everyone back in Brighton and Fulham came through.
Yeah. I knew it as well. I was going to go for a draw. I was going to be a chicken with that one because I was like, still. I wasn't going to go for a Fulham win, but I was scared. It's a good fence. Might have won with small points. Yeah. It's sturdy, very sturdy.
That's a t-shirt. Andy with his 2 correct results.
Yeah, fair play.
8 points is not a great total, but more than enough to win this week. Hopefully, we'll do better at the end of this one. Anyway,
we boxed our ideas up on Sunday, didn't we, as well? So that was better. We all did better on Sunday.
Vaguely. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Everyone else did except me. Right then, we'll crack off by talking about the Man United takeover because I want to vent my spleen a bit about it.
Of course.
Not as much as I thought I was going to. I thought I was going to be here ranting on about how the media have just let it go. Now everything's absolutely fine with oil money all of a sudden because it's going to Manchester United. But
yes,
those that were very vocal about the Newcastle one are keeping it up when it comes to Man United. So I don't feel it's disheartened like the likes of Miguel Delaney and Alice Band tosser from what's his name, man? The one we all hate. Ollie Holt. Yeah. It's because I've got him blocked on Twitter, so I don't see him now, and he's starting to leave my consciousness.
And you called him Ollie as well. I know him as Oliver. He doesn't get a nickname in my book. Oliver Holt, isn't he? He's not cool.
He's not cool.
It took me a while for that to register, but yeah.
Andy wishing you got another one. I bet you do, mate. I bet you do. So I thought it was going to be all waving through the Qatari money, absolutely fine because it's going to the media darlings. But it does seem that the backlash is still there.
Is it not just pointless though? Because ultimately, we have bad owners that come in anyway. We know that if they want to buy the club, they will. And it's I don't know if it feels like they feel they have to say something now because, like I said, they came so hard on Newcastle. They probably thought the Newcastle deal wasn't going to go through, so they thought that they could make a stand and then it would go away. But now it's here. It's like, oh, this is actually.
I mean, I say that they're getting the backlash. I mean, I can guarantee that Miguel Delaney's writing his stories from under his desk because he's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's on my beloved Manchester now.
Yeah.
But the owners and directors test is going to be a big one for me. If this gets pushed through in like a week or two, despite the fact that all abroad, like Newcastle's took years to come through. They said they were going to change the owners and directors test after the Newcastle one because of all the controversy. I bet it doesn't. I bet
bollocks. Absolute bollocks.
Just straight through, no problem.
I don't know if they even stop a deal happening. I don't know how they have that power. I don't think they do. They can, because I'm sure. Remember with Massimo Cellini at Leeds, he came in at Leeds, didn't he? And they had a fit and proper persons test, and he still came in. It was like, well, then what's the rule then? Do you actually have power or not? I don't know. Can they actually stop a deal going through? If because Man United are on the stock exchange, aren't they? They're a PLC. So I don't know. Like, I don't know how much power the Premier League can really wield if they're not happy with the ownership.
I don't know, to be honest. I mean,
I honestly don't know.
You can definitely delay it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Go and say you need to go and do this before.
They could probably tie them up in court if they've got the money to, haven't they? They could do that. But ultimately, it feels that like if they're going to come, they're going to come. They're going to buy them if they put up the right money.
These kind of people, like you said before, if they want something, they'll just get it. They'll find
absolutely,
a way.
Yeah.
They'll just ring Liam and say, Liam, can you find us a couple of loopholes in this net? Anyway, it's not as big of a rant as I was expecting to get on with Man United.
Well, no, I don't mind. I'm good to talk about it. I just wanted to quickly say as well with United, it's funny because obviously they wanted the Glazers out. They were desperate to get the Glazers out, and now it's like, oh, maybe. Yeah, it's interesting.
I mean,
isn't it?
to be fair to some of the United fans, they've even come out and said like they don't want these type of owners. They said that the owners what they want. So give them credit for that, but. Would they have done that if Newcastle hadn't been taken over with all the backlash? I don't know.
They had to shut up Newcastle, didn't they?
All those people who were saying that are probably the ones that were giving Newcastle fans so much grief, and they're thinking, "Well, I'll look like a hypocrite if I."
Absolutely.
I mean, if Newcastle's owners tried to buy us last year, I'd be like, "Yeah, go for it, mate."
Yeah.
I mean,
look, who else can afford United? They're too expensive. No. How many people can afford United? For $2 billion or $3 billion? It's ridiculous.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not entirely comfortable with where Newcastle's money comes from, but I don't care. Like,
you're not putting out messages saying I love Qatar, I love the regime.
I haven't got a Saudi flag flying outside of my door, and
exactly.
I don't support the way that they run things over in their country, but it's their country, it's their way. Who are we to go and change it?
You're a Newcastle fan first and foremost.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just a fat bloke from Durham who likes football and whose club happens to be owned by Saudis.
Did it piss you off, Ash? All right, Jack. Did it piss you off seeing so many people talk about Newcastle for that period of time when no one gave a fuck about the club for so long, apart from just to slag off Mike Ashley?
Sorry, I got distracted by the comments. What was that?
That's all right. Yeah, just because obviously Newcastle weren't being spoken about unless it was about Mike Ashley being a failed owner. They were never in the headlines, really, were they? They were languishing around the Premier League, whatever. But now, since the takeover, so many people had something to say. And it's like, well, where have you been? Because you clearly don't know what the fans feel about this, because the fans are sick and tired of Mike Ashley. They're sick and tired of the club stagnating. They've wanted this for so long. And then other people are coming in saying, oh, these fans don't realise what this means. All this stuff. Yeah, but you don't know what the fans are feeling. You've ignored them for all this time. You've not listened.
You've not listened. You've not took notice. A lot of pundits were, like Rio Ferdinand especially, would spout about how lucky we were to have Mike Ashley. And
yeah.
You're not
you just spend some money. I know. Yeah.
Well, that's all right, lads. What a game that was on Saturday. Liverpool, Newcastle, lovely too. That can only be Perry, unless that's Liam being a bastard.
It could be. He was on his phone.
Hope you're well after the weekend, Jack. I've had better weekends. I'll be honest. I've been up every night since fear in this moment. But yeah, like you said, there was no fan engagement with the media, and it was only after the fact that they came around sniffing, asking for opinion, and it was only in the hopes that they could trip somebody up into saying something controversial about supporting the Saudi regime or whatever. So yeah, it pissed me off beyond belief.
There was a lot of arrogance from the sort of London-centric lot in the Sky Sports studio about Newcastle, just because they weren't following closely enough, but they thought they could still chime in and tell Newcastle fans that they've still never had it so good because they are still a Premier team. It's like, yeah, but there's so much to this that you're ignoring. There's so much history to their ownership, you know.
The ruin of the club under Mike Ashley was just ridiculous. I mean, we had players doing cold dips in wheelie bins and inflatable paddling pools from the middle of Lidl. Oh, man.
They would also claim that they hated owners that wouldn't turn up to games and wouldn't engage with fans. Like Mike Ashley became like a recluse, didn't he? He was unself-aware of how much he was hated to begin with, and then he became. I don't know if he stopped going to games in the last couple of years or whatever, but he outright said as well, "I'm not going to invest in this club." You're the owner, and you're saying, "I'm not going to put any more money into this club. I'm just going to let the club do its own thing."
Yeah.
So it just
It was that weird thing when he first came in. He was all about like being one of the lads and standing on the terraces with his Newcastle top and down and pints. And slowly we realised that was just the facade he was putting on to hide the fact that he was just in it to make money for himself.
Absolutely.
And I also appreciate that Nunes goal. It was an absolute blinder of a goal. Like, what a hit. But no, it was disgusting. Mike Ashley was a shite owner. Amanda, the new owners are brilliant, bringing the club back to how it should be. Exactly. What was that good little 2-0 beautiful? That's Perry.
Yeah, you're getting slaughtered, man.
That is Perry.
I think we know which topic is coming up next, don't we?
What's that, sorry?
What topic's coming up next?
Off for a cup of tea now, chaps, and watch Liverpool beat Real Madrid. Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, I'll see that.
And enjoy your tea. So that does bring us on nicely to
Popey.
Nick Pope. Jesus Christ.
What a madman. Absolute madman.
1 out of 50 isn't bad. What's that? 1 out of 50? What?
I'm not sure either. Andy, explain yourself.
Andy, are you watching another podcast and commenting on the wrong one? Yeah? Anyway, Nick Pope. I mean, shit.
Sucks.
Shit.
Do you know what, though? I feel sorry for Karius because a lot of people are now like, oh, it's all dead. And he must be feeling like he already had like a confidence.
Thanks.
I know, yeah. Because I don't know his mind, but I can imagine in his head, part of him wants to play and like, oh my God, this is a great opportunity. But part of him probably doesn't, because I don't know how confident he feels in his own ability right now, as he's played so little football since that obviously mistake in the Champions League final. So I do feel for him. Oh, thanks, Andy.
Gotcha.
I got him.
Was it kicked off already? That, is it?
Is it 7:45? Was it 8 o'clock?
Like poor Karius is known for that one game.
I know, he's a laughing stock, isn't he?
What game is he known for again? I forget.
That would be the Champions League final, mate, where his hands turned into packets of crisps.
Two fucking like massive errors. It's just awful because like after the game they're trying to say, no, it's team game. You know, we lose together, but it's like, yeah, but you fucked up.
You tell that to Lawrence Carey.
Yeah, it's like the equivalent of a defender smashing into his own net, isn't it? It's like, yeah, we are a team, but you did really fuck up, man.
I did come out in support of him today when I was writing about him, because the one thing that people forget was that Sergio Ramos pretty much knocked him out with an elbow moments before everything went tits up for him.
Yeah.
So he was playing through a concussion. Everyone seems to overlook that, though, and they're just like, why, shit.
I know.
It's like absolutely ruined his career, and he's not getting away with it because...
Can you play that clip where he takes the goal kick and puts it out for a corner?
I haven't got that one.
Oh, God. I remember that. Yeah, he dribbles it out for a corner. But he was panicking, wasn't he? That's when his head had gone, I think, at that point.
Imagine knocking Nunes and having Bamford up.
Bloody hell.
Oh, the knives are
This is
out.
outrageous.
I mean, Harry scores some goals and Jack thinks he's
I
Messi.
know. It's outrageous.
But yeah, the Pope incident itself was just laughable, wasn't it? I mean,
There was covering
All
defenders. He was going slightly away from goal as well. He had so much work to do. And say Pope could have stayed on his or near to his line, and it would have been dealt with by a defender. Yeah.
It was
So just throw up on this comment first. And then so I can laugh at it.
Imagine spending billions. Oh,
I actually need to mention on Nick Pope.
Yeah.
What was he doing for the first goal, the Nunez's goal? Where's he going?
He did a Pickford, didn't he?
Well, that's what I mean. Everyone was quiet about that one because it's not Pickford.
Yeah. No, he did an absolute Pickford.
The red card, I have no idea what he's doing because just kick it.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Why go for it with your head? I did it earlier on and it worked. Maybe you thought I can do that again. Should have just gone with his feet. He hesitated when he came off his line.
Like
he probably thought, if I don't get it with my head, my body will get in the way of it. It's probably like a percentage thing, isn't it? Like get the most of my body in there, and I might get a foul if I get kicked or something. But he absolutely made a hash of it.
I think if he body checked Teller because he wouldn't have been sent off because obviously
because of cover defender.
Trippier was there. But he just messed himself up, hasn't he?
So many things he could have done, and he just got it all wrong. I think as well what happened, like he came out, hit his head, and then it sort of like bounced up and hit his hand, and that just seemed to activate goalkeeper reflex, and it's like, oof.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I'm 30 yards off my line here. I can't be grabbing the ball.
But it was horrible.
Can we explain why Eddie Howe was questioned why it was a red card?
I don't know why anyone was questioning it, why it was a red card, to be honest.
Like saying it was a harsh red card. Even Match of the Day was saying it's harsh.
Were they trying to argue that there wasn't it wasn't hand to ball, but more ball to hand? Is that what they were trying to argue?
He basically picked the ball up.
Yeah.
That's all they had to do.
It wasn't harsh.
The ref had no choice.
What if Karius is injured or ill? Then it's down to Mark Gillespie, who
Gillespie
made fewer appearances for the club than Karius has.
Yeah.
And been there 3 times longer.
Solid.
It wasn't,
isn't it?
It wasn't harsh. It was absolutely bang on within the rules of the game. Keeper handled outside his box, prevented a goal scoring opportunity, had to go. There's talk of that covering defender, but he was miles away. He was never going to stop anything. There's nothing to suggest that shouldn't have been a red card for me.
No, I
agree with you should only be banned from the competition that you suspended it, maybe, but
that is the one thing I will say. But again, there's a flip side to that because Bruno Guimaraes has just served his 3-match ban in the league, so he can play in the final. So we can't have it both ways at the end of the day.
It is an interesting rule, though, isn't it?
Yes, massive shout out for that. Actually, that was good, Greg.
What for them just clapping? Really funny, but
they were singing "You Never Walk Alone" for him as well.
Oh, of course they were. Not to make it about themselves or anything. Shock.
You just won't have a nice word said about them, will you?
I know.
No, because it's always about them. I guarantee if you went on Twitter and looked at anything.
Weren't we good?
It would be after RIP Atsu #YNWA or whatever what it is. That's all they do.
I will say that the rival fans do that too when they're like, "Oh, I'm a whatever fan, but big respect, or whatever." It's like, why do we care who you support? Just send your respect and be done with
it. Being,
shut your mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with football.
Put rivalries aside today, lads. I'm a Mackham, but no, Atsu's like,
guys,
it doesn't matter. Jackson on it. Outrageous. That's a new low, isn't it, Ash? Is that a new low for the podcast?
10 seconds after you sent that picture in Facebook, it came up on my Facebook news feed that Sainsbury's had started selling Prime today, and I was like, right now. It all makes sense.
I mean, I won't send the screenshot of Jack saying, Liam, can you get me some Prime before I come into work?
Oh, I definitely out him.
So the argument was that if Pope was an outfield player, it wouldn't have been a red. Yeah,
because there would have been someone being in the goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And
the whole point
that's
is
why.
the keeper's seen as the last man. So
yeah,
it does. There's no. It doesn't matter how diehard Newcastle, how black and white your contact lenses are. There's no denying that was a red card.
And I think a lot of it is just because they like Nick Pope and they didn't want to see. A lot of people want Newcastle to win, obviously. So it's like Nick Pope's a great goalkeeper. They have a better chance of winning if he's
didn't want England's number 3 to miss a final.
Oh, he's number 3 now.
He's Ramsdale's number 2, isn't he? Either way, it's 2 or 3. I can't remember.
Sorry, just quickly. We were chatting about. I was played football earlier today, and we were chatting about Nick Pope, and they reminded me that when he did play for England, he obviously had a bit of a wobbly, didn't he? So he's not.
Shy.
Yeah,
he was almost Karius-esque.
He was. So like he was a bit. It's obviously he's gutted. He's going to miss out in the final, but then he had a chance for England as well, so he's a bit wobbly. So it's like he does have bad luck at the big times sometimes.
The other thing that people seem to be forgetting is that for the large part, like yes, Pope had all those clean sheets, but for most of those games, he had fuck all to do because the defense in front of him was rock solid. It wasn't letting anybody through. So Karius really just has to be on his toes a little bit. And if that defense get the shit together, because they were awful.
That's all they have to do in the final as well. Carry on. That's all they have to do. Pay attention.
I suppose, yeah. But he couldn't pay attention because
I know what you mean.
Fucking brain was spinning.
If he's letting in chances that Pope would have maybe saved, then you're letting the opponent have clear-cut opportunities. That's the argument, isn't it? That's what you're saying. Like if Pope is that the difference between a shot that could go in or whatever, then you're letting your opponent have too good an opportunity to score. So if Newcastle can limit that, carrier shouldn't matter.
Exactly, shouldn't matter who's between the sticks.
Should be a solid enough goalkeeper. On loan.
3 games before Sunday. Jesus Christ, that's madness.
Drinking again.
It's a good job we took 3
I did actually need
it. Brilliant. I love this little war that's going on in the comments here. And I swear it's the chair.
They're fighting.
So yeah, Newcastle not really a one-man team when it comes to Pope. More a one-man team when it comes to Guimaraes, I think. Yeah.
Is there anyone else missing for the final, Ash?
Joe Willock's doubtful. He might make the bench, but that's okay because St. Maximin was absolutely brilliant on Saturday. I thought.
So that means Joe Linton could play back in midfield, can he? You could have
Joe Linton,
Miggy, and
Bruno
Max out wide,
Longstaff, Miggy, Maxi out wide, probably Wilson up front, and bring Isaac off the bench.
He was getting panned in the. I'm in a supporters group for Newcastle, and some people were slagging him off. They're not too happy with him, are they?
He's not. I don't know. I don't think it suits him being isolated. Looking at him, he was much better when he had Callum Wilson alongside him, or he had somebody near him at least.
Well, he's not quick, is he? So he can't do it all himself, can he? If I recall.
He's quick.
Is he quick? He's quite. Is he the lanky one? Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's rapid. It just hasn't been falling for him. I don't think he's getting the supply, but I don't know. He seems to be better when he comes off the bench.
Yeah.
So I would stick with
high
that.
legs. Yeah.
Yeah. Because he had, like you say, he's got the pace to rip past defenders. So get him on 70, 80 minutes. Just let him have a run.
But Wilson's obviously tried and tested, isn't he? It'd be weird to not start him in this kind of game if he's fit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I suppose the argument is that Wilson doesn't hold the ball up, does he? But he's still too good to leave out. He's more of a player, likes it balling behind, doesn't he, Wilson?
Got a goal on his last appearance as well, so that he's
exactly,
yeah. So quickly, your take on Martinez going up for the corner. This was a contentious decision.
He got panned for it, didn't he? Yeah,
slammed.
Thing is, when it goes wrong, you're going to get criticised. But mostly people just laugh at it when it's the last few minutes of a game. It's like, oh my god, he's up for it, as if it's an FA Cup game. Because the game's already lost, isn't it? You already lost the game. If you're 3-2 down, whatever. So I don't care about it. Maybe you could say it was a bit early. I think there was still a few minutes to go. So, and obviously we blew it. So I get why he's annoyed, but I just think that if you're losing in a game, it's a minute or something to go. Let the goalkeeper have a fucking go. Just let it's fun. I don't see the problem. You need an extra man in there.
Happened to a nicer guy as well.
Thing is, he's been linked with a departure as well. Martinez. Yeah, not that like we want to get rid, but clubs obviously want to poach him from us because we're not doing incredibly well. We're obviously not going to be in Europe. So yeah.
That's a good point by Kev. When Joe Linton plays, he gets a lot closer to Isaac. So yeah, that is a good one. But we'll see. Hashtag not quite Allison. Hashtag last minute. Yeah, well.
They see the headlines goalkeeper, don't they? They see it. They think, I might be that guy. I might get that magic.
In their head, they're running up the field in slow motion, aren't
they? Schmeichel did it for Villa. Yeah, Schmeichel's done it for Villa. He scored. I think he scored for 2 different clubs. Was it against Everton?
But then he went and conceded 30 seconds later and lost the game.
We don't talk about that.
But yeah, Villa, you couldn't have just held on, could you? I mean,
no, I know.
The fuck.
I know. I know.
That third goal, Jesus.
The worst thing is, I thought I didn't even know that we'd blown it because I was playing football at the time. So they said, "Oh, Villa winning 2-1." I was like, "Hi, good joke." And then, no, seriously, okay. I was like, "Okay, cool." And then they said, "Oh, it was 2-2." A few minutes ago, I just assumed we'd thrown away the lead, but I'll take a draw. And I'm driving home, and they're all saying Villa lost, and I couldn't believe it. Could not believe it.
I watched the third goal go in. That's when I messaged the group because it was a hell of a hit. And
ridiculous! His first goal for the club.
Yeah, and then I went into the kitchen, started washing up, and then when I turned round, it was already 4.
Yeah, I know. Because it looks like a right, then, doesn't it? If you concede 4 goals in a game, it's gross. We didn't play that badly.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were saying on the telly as well. It's like if anybody looks at this score, they're going to think that Arsenal had a whale of a time, but it just doesn't tell the story how it was at all. Newcastle will need a miracle to beat United, depending on injuries in the Barca game. The 97 about the goal freak was a super goalkeeper and won the World Cup. Huh? Annoyed about the goalkeeper. It's a subpar goalkeeper. One good World Cup. Pope
That's Bash. Which one? Do you mean Pope Bash? I'm confused as well.
Is he making 2 points here? Is he on the Martinez one as well?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think he might be right because obviously he was the debut stuff, wasn't it? Yeah, he might be.
Yeah, he's making 2 points in one here.
He made some fans, lost some fans. Yeah, but yeah, do you think Newcastle? How do you think Newcastle will fare? I haven't asked you actually. I know United are looking good after Barcelona.
Problem, there's a lot of things.
It's interesting how you said that, though, Crippy. Because that's how Sky have presented it, isn't it? It's Manchester United versus Newcastle.
No. Yeah, it's United versus Newcastle.
Yeah.
Yeah, did make 2 points.
Yeah. That's right.
How am I feeling about it? Like I said, there's a lot of things that are going in Man United's favour. They're in form. Marcus Rashford's just on a different planet at the minute.
Yeah.
Our form's shit. Our defence isn't as solid as it used to be. We've got the injuries and suspensions. But
it's a final, though.
It's a final. It's our first one since 1999. There's going to be a hell of a buzz about it. Also, there was another point. Yeah, and Man United play on Thursday, and it's not like they can rest anyone for that game.
No.
So, yeah, there's things that go our way, things that go theirs. And
I know you wanted this game 2 months ago, didn't you? Ideally, but
yeah. But like Kev says, cup final, anything can happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop short of giving any prediction because I've put it on the list for this week.
Okay.
It's not a league game, but it's a big one. So stop Rashford, you got a chance. That's the problem. How the hell do you stop Rashford?
Yeah.
I'm honestly hoping he picks up a knock on Thursday. I don't want him obliterated.
Tired or something, yeah.
Yeah, just like a bit of a tweak, and they can't risk him on Sunday. That'll do for me.
Yeah.
I'd feel a lot better with him out. And Sabitzer, who should not be playing.
Oh, that tackle. Outrageous. I did see that, yeah.
I actually have the image of that.
So bloody... just unreal.
I mean, I haven't seen it in real time. I've only seen this image. Liam, you said you saw it back and thought maybe yellow was right.
Well, he didn't even get yelled, did he? I don't think.
Wow.
So, I think it was on Saturday, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the early kick on Saturday?
No idea.
I'm sure it was. Either way. Was it? I need to know now.
Apparently the spreadsheet that I've got is so massive that it can't open in real time.
I'm on who scored, I can check.
I could just.
Yeah, it was 2 p.m. 2 p.m. on Sunday.
Sunday it was.
Sunday it was then, yeah. So I was because I was at work on Sunday, and one of the lads who's a United fan, he was like, apparently Sabitzer should have been sent off, but I've not seen it. So now I was on Twitter, saw that picture, sent it, and then I looked it up and I was like, you know what?
It's nothing with enough force.
I probably agree. It wasn't. It's weird because it's a red card tackle, but it doesn't look like there's not that much force.
Does he pull out fast enough?
Is it more of a?
It's just like a soft kick and then just stops. Like he literally does that and then just pulls his leg straight away. It's weird.
Okay.
So it's like if you that pitch has just been stopped at the exact moment of contact, and it makes it look a lot worse than it is.
Everything will look a lot worse. But again, like Andy pointed out, if that was Onana, he's sent off. I know that full well.
The Fives didn't overreact and that saved him. Well, fair play to Fives for that, actually, because many other players would have just probably still be down now.
Yeah.
Oh, let's flip back. That was like Ndidi on United player. He's sent off. That was Ndidi on Bruno Fernandes. Would I think we'd still be crying now.
Yeah, Fernandes would still be on the pitch, still getting treatment. And it would all be going to a tribunal. It wouldn't just be going to the FA, it would be going to court.
For assault.
Yeah, getting banged up for the rest of his life. There was another contentious one there as well. I've got an image of. I've lost my mouse pointer, lads. I'm fucked. This one. The lines there still looks offside to me.
Because the line's pointed on Faris' shoulder as well.
Yeah.
Which is just incredibly frustrating.
It's like, it's not even just his shoulder. They've put it on the fucking, the highest raised stitch on his Premier League badge, I think. The furthest forward possible point they could find, it looks like they've looked for there. Typical Man United, Big Six. Shit again. Checking badge.
Literally.
And it's, I said last week, it's not before the Liverpool game, when you asked when we were doing the score predictions, I said it depends what mood the ref's in. I think I was proved right there.
Well, they tell us when they retire. They all say the same thing when they retire, don't they? They felt pressured to, either the crowd were giving it, or they felt pressured because they were the big club, whatever. We know they do think like that. They know that they have almost like a responsibility to make sure the big club gets the right decision more so than anyone else. So, yeah, it's not.
Telling you, man, we're just about a year away from being rebranded as sports entertainment so they can legally fix matches.
Oh, ridiculous.
Telling you. Shall we upset Andy and start talking about Leeds then? Because we came to a bit of a consensus at the weekend and it just feels like Leeds have just given up.
Yeah.
Liam, this is yours, mate. Take it away, sunshine. Barcelona paid Rafaela, not even remotely hiding that fact. Yeah. So have Leeds given up? Had they given up against Everton at least?
Well, I believe they're still on Goodison Park trying to have a shot on target, but I'm not sure. I don't know if Andy can clarify that for me. Whilst they're at it, can they try and find Wilfred Noto, whatever his name is? I think he's still in Coleman's back pocket.
Worst performance I've seen since the Prem started. I mean, that's bad.
It was no shots on target. I mean, I've seen us have no shots on target this season. But
I mean, that Nonto, he's been a hell of a player for Leeds.
Well, when I saw him in
the pocket of Seamus Coleman,
oh God, Coleman! I mean, he's got the experienced head, which is fair enough, but the legs alone should have had him on toast. But he had him on strings. Full-time whistle goes, and don't know if you've seen, but he got booked after the full-time whistle because of his reaction.
Who did?
He goes up to Coleman, Noto, whatever his name is.
All right.
He's going up to Coleman. He's like shaking his hand as if to say, "Well done, good game." But then he seems like take the knock or something, and Coleman looks at him and say, "Fuck off, will ya?" And next thing, Cody comes over, Mikalenko come over. The referee books him because of his reaction, as if to say, like, "How dare you mark me?" Like, hang on, mate.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I only saw them coming off the pitch on Soccer Saturday, and it did show Coleman and Nonto, and it looked like they were having a laugh. And actually, it looked like Nonto was just crawling out of his pocket, to be fair. I said, thanks for the ride, mister.
But, I mean, we should have killed the game in the second half with Decore, but it's just Bambi on ice, isn't he? So,
yeah. Can we all just admit that we want Everton to go down?
Can't have Everton going down.
I don't think
Can't have Everton going down.
With that.
Yeah, I don't think I'd agree with that either.
The problem lies with Harrison. Shite. I've done nothing. What? Name me four. I wasn't even there.
About 2 minutes into the game, Leeds had a throw in, played it to Jack Harrison, and he just boosted it straight out of play. And I was like, well, this is good.
Here we go.
But I mean, I think it was going to be whoever got the goal was going to win the game, but luckily we did. I mean, we had the ball off the line twice. Like I said, the goal, the Corey had a chance at the end, and well, Leeds didn't have any chances.
Should have been out of sight then, really.
Well, we could have killed the game in the second half, 100%. But all I could see was them scoring with the one shot on target. It was just written.
Yeah.
That Coleman goal was ridiculous, wasn't it?
Yes, and he meant it as well. 100%.
Oh no, I think he did as well.
He's come out and said that he meant it now as well. Like,
how the hell did it go in?
He's looked up. There's no one in the box, and he's seen the keeper off his line support.
Just like 5 yards away.
It's in it.
Yeah. So wouldn't have scored if we played until the next day. I've got a new manager now, though. Finally.
Yeah.
They keep on spelling his name wrong. It's funny. They want to say Garcia. It's not Garcia. It's Gracia.
It's Gracia. It's Gracia. That's how you say it.
Yeah.
Gracia.
Or Gracia. Gracia, if it's Spanish.
All right. Don't come on. Have a day off. Barcelona.
In the plaza. Eating paella.
Yeah, the Guillaume Beleg, whatever his name is.
But he's obviously when managers get eventually sacked or leave a Premier League club, they often get like a bad rep, don't they? But we have to remember that when he came to Watford, he actually had a good reputation. So it's not necessarily a bad appointment. He's done good things in his career. So who knows? He might be what Leeds need.
It could be. I don't.
Squad's not great, I'll say, but yeah.
Liam said he found it rather amusing.
Yeah, well, it just means that Harry Redknapp's going to go to West Ham in a week's time.
You're going back in time.
It's happening. It's happening.
He's got insider info.
If Neil Warnock's back managing, anything can happen. Man's like 70.
I'm happy with the appointment. Scubala, who was in charge, was a PE teacher and a futsal coach. Jesus Christ. Yet still more qualified than Jesse Marsh. by virtue of not being American. Another team who could be in for a managerial change.
Chelsea.
Potter. Still. We're talking about it every week. Mr. Potter is hanging by a thread now. Getting beat off Southampton. I'm surprised he even made it out of the ground before he was sacked.
I mean, the issue is they had so many chances, Chelsea. Again, the manager will take he's the one that's going to get a chop at the end, but the players need to take accountability.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, the chances that they had are so bad how they've not scored. But at the same time, if you don't buy a striker, come on.
Yeah.
Some weird recruitment with like Aubameyang and just odd that to me.
Obama who?
Is he still there, is he?
Just odd. He got booted out of their Champions League group, their squad, didn't he? It's like, this is your main man. You realise that he's useless for you. Says it all, doesn't it?
It's bad crack, man. Like, I was writing about Chelsea today. And all I can say, I think everything I was doing was just based on like how many midfielders have they got? Like, why do they keep buying midfielders?
And why they got forwards in abundance, and they're just like wide forwards, isn't it? They've got too many there, and then their actual strikers are terrible. It's what Brozier, Fofana, and Aubameyang are their natural strikers, and sometimes obviously Havertz will play there, but he's not a natural, is he? He doesn't get involved in all the holding up play, likes to play off somebody. So it's weird recruitment.
I wonder if they're taking the Arteta approach and giving him time. I actually read that somewhere today, saying
that's the line out of the club.
It's pronounced Arteta.
Arteta.
But the thing is, if Chelsea were doing well, they wouldn't have hired someone like Potter in the first place. That's the reality of it.
I suppose, maybe it is. They're trying to do something new. Obviously, that new involves.
Yeah, but you have to let him sign his players. Then you can't just sign players above his head and say, "Right, deal with it." It's like, no.
Yeah.
The reason why I worked at Brighton is because I worked with the decision makers at the club. They all agreed on players that would come in.
There you go. He's just backed you up there and everything.
There you go, Bash. Yeah, exactly. It's worse because he's clearly a good coach. We know he is from what he's done with Brighton, but they always do this, don't they? Big clubs. They think, if we just get in the guy that had success there, but don't replicate the same things that happen at that club, he'll still be successful. It's like, no, you have to work with him. You have to let him look at players.
I mean, that's why Eddie Howe didn't go to Celtic, because they wouldn't let him bring his backroom staff. But if you don't let him bring his people in, he can't do the job.
You're not getting the Eddie Howe that you need.
Yeah, bloody Celtic.
I always find that weird, isn't it? How people find it weird that a manager has like a team that they want to bring with them. It's like, well, of course, because they bring the success too. That's why they're all a team.
The same as the 11 on the pitch aren't a one-man team. The team behind the scenes are also not a one-man team.
It's like why a manager has a favourite player often as well that they'll sign to that new club because they need that link. It can often be a key to success.
Exactly. So Brighton have superb scouts. Chelsea just buy anyone.
They're scattergun, aren't they? They steal other people's targets, stop them from growing.
Annoyingly, Brighton's director of football or in charge of the scouts is David Weir, our former captain.
David Weir, the centre-back?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. He's done well for himself, hasn't he?
Jesus.
Well done to him.
He's been there for a good couple of years. He's the fella that's, got all these gems.
Did he play until he was 40 as well, didn't I swear? He played long in his career.
Learned from Dan Ashworth while he was there, so learned from the best.
Surpassed him, you could say.
Hey.
He's one where his name is always he's like a big name, but it's like, I think there's some people that get away with more misses than hits when it comes to recruitment.
Fucking pound signs rolling around in KSI's eyes, man. You forget how many people Chelsea players are on loan to. Exactly.
Should be illegal.
They've got 3 squads. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right, have we got anything else to cover before we go on to score predictions? Anything? It's not on the
list. One thing I wanted to throw in, I don't know if you've seen it. It's the Spanish fella, Glenn Blake, whatever he's bloody called.
No.
Have you not seen his rant on CBS and Carragher's putting him in his place?
No.
Have you not seen it?
No.
They're talking about the Super League, obviously, how it might be called.
Oh, Balagay. Guillaume Balagay.
Sorry, who's Guillaume Balagay? Oh, Guillaume Balagay.
Liam, you confused the hell out of me, mate. I just heard Blake. Sorry, mate. Yeah, sorry, Liam.
No, sorry. No, it's Balagay, my friend.
It's because I just heard Blake, the Spanish guy. And I was like, the fuck is that? That's not a Spanish name. Blake.
Okay. I mean, I said Blake.
Sorry, mate. Yeah. Yeah, go on.
So have you seen his?
I haven't seen this.
So he's basically saying that the Premier League bring in too much money, and that it's not fair on the rest of Europe, and that they should then spread out the money that they earn with the likes of Juventus, Inter Milan, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Carragher's turning around. Hang on. So it was okay 10 years ago when Real Madrid and Barcelona were signing the likes of Coutinho, Suarez, Modric, Xabi Alonso, all
taking our best players because we couldn't hold on to them.
Cherry picking the best players from Europe, from the Prem, but now they're not performing. It's no, it's not fair.
Yeah,
and he's like, no, I'm not saying that. I went, well, you are, because you look at the Liga, Barcelona and Real Madrid have all the money, and guess what? They don't share it with anyone else.
Exactly.
Whereas in the Premier League, it's shared out amongst everybody. And he literally just put him in his place. I was like, you know what? Bang on that.
Yeah.
Because I can't stand him as it is. I mean, just an arse.
It was just a weird argument, though, wasn't it? Because, like I say, if you're going to talk about money, people in glass houses, mate. Real Madrid they would brag about this for ages. Oh, we can sign Kaká, we can sign Ronaldo, Benzema. They could throw money at players. Bale has had
any player they wanted. Just cherry pick. Oh, he's performing well. Yeah, we'll get him.
And now they've overspent, and now Barcelona are getting Premier League cast-offs who are getting released. And it's like, yeah, but that's because you spent too much. Don't blame the Premier League for that. If clubs are making their own money,
that the English team should now start spreading their money that they've earned, just
ridiculous.
To keep it a bit more entertaining for the rest of Europe.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Why the fuck should they?
I know.
If you want entertainment, watch the Premier League.
Make La Liga a more entertaining league for players to want to join. That's what they're thinking.
Barcelona are in the mud. I mean, they're past it now. It's annoying that Barcelona walk in the league.
I know.
Next to nothing.
I know, because it's weird because their team was patched up, wasn't it? I was thinking that, so I was like, I thought Real Madrid would win the league this season because they had less sort of hassle when it comes to player recruitment. But because Barcelona are storming it, it's like they've been an absolute mess for 3 years, but yet they're still the best team in Spain. It kind of makes the league look so bad, doesn't it? How like Atletico Madrid haven't caught them up. Real Madrid are miles off it as well. Yeah. It's just bizarre.
But like I said, that's why they want the Super League. But that's the reason. It's because they're failing financially.
Yeah,
and they're the teams that are desperate for the money.
Yeah.
La Liga's turned into the Scottish Prem all of a sudden.
Yeah,
they made bad investments and they're paying the price for it, and now they want to make it everyone's problem. It's like, no, this is your spending problem. Premier League is doing just fine. Clubs they're doing just fine over in England. So yeah, this is your beef, not ours, mate.
I mean, I don't agree with much that Jaime Carrera says.
What's his name again?
Jaime Carrera.
Jamie Carragher.
Also, again, on Jamie Carragher, why the fuck was he commentating on Saturday night, please?
He's actually my favourite commentator.
I like Gary Neville, but I'm just about to slag him off as well.
I prefer Carragher to Neville so much more. As much as, yes, they are both very biased towards their own teams.
Yeah.
I feel like Carragher knows a lot more than what he's talking about than Neville does.
Yeah, see, I think they're both pretty good. I don't mind
their
bias.
I like them both, to be honest.
I just don't understand how they're allowed to co-commentate on their teams. And Sunday, you guarantee Gary Neville's going to be on Sky Sports.
Well, punditry's changed, hasn't it? Where they didn't used to talk about they didn't used to talk about supporting a club, even though you knew they used to play for them. They would keep objective. But now that's out of the water, isn't it? Because we're leaning to a more Americanized style of like, yeah, I support this club, whatever. But I'm going to be biased sometimes. We do a lot more editorializing when it comes to punditry than we ever used to. Before, players would talk about the club that they used to play for without putting in their own personal bias. Yeah, now it doesn't even matter. They can just say, "Oh, I love United, so I'll never rule them out." Yeah, but you're a pundit. You're meant to give your objective opinion, not give your fan opinion. You're not paid for that.
I said it again, writing again today about Gary Neville. I said he does criticise Man United when they need to be criticised, but his bias is there to see. It's laid bare.
Of course.
And the fact that he'll do commentator duty, I don't mind. If it's like Martin Tyler, Gary Neville, and Alan Shearer all co-commentating, that's fine. It a bit of balance.
Yeah.
But on Saturday, it was just Jimmy Carragher. So, well, where's the Newcastle voice in this?
Yeah.
It was the same for the Merseyside derby. So where was the Everton voice?
Well, there's a lot of ex-Liverpool and ex-United, isn't there? They've obviously dominated the punditry table, haven't they, with like Souness and whatnot. So it's, yeah. But should we also talk about Martin Tyler's lack of enthusiasm in the last few years? My God.
He can't even be asked with and it's live.
Oh, it's killing me. It's killing me. It's like,
do I have to say this again?
I know. Do we need to give him some smelling salt before he goes on air? He needs to liven up.
2-2. They're blowing it.
Ooh.
I thought he was quiet.
Yeah. Yeah.
He always comes in strong
blazing,
at the start and just fades away.
Yeah.
We have got another thing on the list that we haven't mentioned. Desmond. Lee Mason.
Oh, yeah. Sacked.
Yeah, no, he quit.
Well, mutual.
Push before he was.
Yeah.
Jump before he was push driver.
Although I still think that's mad. That he had to leave over. I know it's a horrendous error, but I didn't know that was like a rule that you make an error like that and you have to go, because referees don't, do they? They don't always get demoted and shit. So I don't know if there was something more going on there.
I don't know, mate.
It's like conspiracy.
often they'll just get chucked into the championship for a couple of weeks. But yeah, for him to go,
which is weird, isn't it?
completely-
That's so insulting. That's so insulting, isn't it?
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're not good enough for the Premier League. Go. Referee that
As if it's not the same game, like as if the decision's not the same. That's such a weird
same
fucking
rules.
thing. Yeah,
I mean,
bizarre.
Absolute madness. Yeah, but you say it was also odd, the timing of it. It took a few days.
Yeah.
It's like if you felt that strongly about it, you'd have gone straight up to them and said, "Oh, that was terrible. I should probably leave. I'm not in this anymore." But yeah, to drag it out over days, that does suggest more that he was pushed.
Yeah, and it's a gross way to end your officiating career. If you're, because obviously he had I don't know how many years it was in the Premier League, but it's gross, isn't it? He'll always be remembered as the guy he messed up on VAR. We're always going to remember that from him now. It's like with Graham Poll with the 3 yellow cards. They're remembered for their worst moment of refereeing.
Brilliant. These 3 yellow cards, man. He ain't come back when you qualify for the Champions League. Got you there, like.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the last time we qualified, I mean, some fans decided to start pushing walls, but we won't get into that, will we, Jack?
Oh,
I know this has been it's a ritual tonight, isn't it?
I don't care.
I just don't care anymore.
Oh, wow. Right. I know we're going to get fucking done for it, but I'm showing it. You need to see this.
I'll probably not get done if it's just on that.
Do not report us. This is not copyright.
Yeah.
Have you seen it? You see it?
Yeah. I can see Zach Rodriguez.
Kicked the ball.
Oh,
You
Vinicius.
can barely see the ball.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like
I need to
watching.
get it back again.
It's like watching NFL when they do the
Allison.
snap and you can't see the
Allison
ball.
has kicked the ball straight at Vinny Jr.
There it is.
Oh, he's going to carry
goal.
us. Anna Lloris did it too.
Oh, nice pass. Lovely
Well
one,
played,
too.
Well played,
You
sir.
love to see it. Bash liked it.
Bash is a Man United fan, so of course he loves it.
I was starting to wonder where his allegiance lies. I thought it might have been United.
He loves Manchester United.
As many people do who don't come from Manchester. And I'm just assuming there. I don't know.
I mean, it's the same as Liverpool fans. I mean, they don't come from Liverpool, they come from Ireland.
They interviewed a Liverpool fan, didn't
Preston.
they, recently, and they were taking the piss out of his accent because he clearly wasn't from Merseyside.
I sent you that link yesterday, but I don't know if you could have seen it because it was on the Newcastle page, and it was interviewing Man United fans outside Old Trafford about the takeover. About 4 Irish people, 1 fucking Korean, and someone from down south. Not a single Manc accent among them. Like, Jesus Christ! Thought Man U fans was banned off here. They will be after next week, mate, depending on what happens. Right, so let's get on with score predictions. I don't know what this is with all the foreign accents tonight. Fulham versus Wolves gets us kicked off on Friday night.
God.
I knew there was something that I didn't have open. Yeah, I haven't got my own predictions. So what's happening in Fulham versus Wolves? Crippy, kick us off, my friend.
I'll go Fulham home win 2-1. I'll be bold.
Oh shit! I haven't even done mine. That's yeah. Liam, have you got one? Fulham Wolves while I decide what it's going to be.
Fulham 2-0. Wolves aren't scoring.
They did though the other day, didn't they? They won. No, they didn't. They got beat up.
Got beat by Bournemouth, weren't they?
Yeah, they got beat by Bournemouth. So yeah, I'll join you on a 2-0 for Fulham. Seems like the only likely outcome at the minute. And Andy's going for the same. Imagine mocking Allison and having Pickford in your goal. Oh,
I mean, we didn't spend 50 million on the goalkeeper, just kick him at a striker, but you know.
Always
keep throwing them and I'll just keep.
That's like Merseyside tennis. Everton versus Villa. Oh, we have another. They think it's all over derby.
We've not beat Villa at Goodison since we had Barkley and Lukaku on our side.
Ouch.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Dodge
Based
there.
on that, I will go. I'm going to go 1-0 Everton. Fuck it.
Oh, all right. Interesting.
I like Crippy goal first for me. I like Crippy goal
There's
first.
a resurgence under Dicey here.
I can't sit on the fence, can I? 2-1 Villa, but I'm not confident we'll win. I'm just doing it just so there's a bit of a rivalry.
1-1 from Andy.
2-0 Everton.
Wow.
Sorry, Liam, calm it down. Mate. Calm it down. Come on. Always predicting us to get panned in it.
Genuinely going with frisky on that one. I know
Yeah.
like it's only 2-0, but that is quite frisky.
Yeah.
So
I appreciate that. I must say, I
appreciate
appreciate that Andy stuck to the rules of the pod as well. He left the pod because Leeds lost. So again, me and Liam next week.
Shootout.
If it's a shootout.
That's a point actually. We were due to play Newcastle on April the 24th or something on a Tuesday night. Been moved to Thursday night football now.
It's what?
Been moved to Thursday night.
Has it?
Yeah, so it's not on the Tuesday anymore. It's now on Thursday night for BT or Amazon or someone like that.
Son of a bitch. We were going to do it all night of that.
Yeah.
Bastardos. No, I didn't realise. I haven't heard that. Good now. Right then, the banished against Southampton. I don't know on this one. I'm going to have to think on this one a little bit. Liam, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a bad one, this, isn't it?
Isn't it? It's like both are shit, but Southampton
Leeds have got to win. I know, but Leeds have got to win, haven't they? Let's do it. Let's go on. Let's do it for Andy. 2-1 Leeds.
Oh, nice. I like it. Yeah.
Come on, Andy.
I'll go
1-0.
Well,
yeah.
It'll be a 1-0 win or like a 2-1, so there'll be one goal in it.
I'm going to go 1-0 with Leeds. Let's support our man in the wilderness.
Well, that's the case.
1-0 Leeds with a Ward-Prowse on goal. Interesting.
I'm going to go with Southampton 1-0.
You're booking the trend.
Creepy face.
I wonder what Andy's face was like. Mine Creepy's. Leicester versus Arsenal. This could be interesting because Leicester put up a good fight against Man United for a little while before it all went tits. Arsenal being a bit shaky of late. Crippy, what do you think?
I think Arsenal will actually win. I'm actually going to go 2 on Arsenal because Leicester are kind of like a good footballing team, which can sometimes hinder them in these kind of games because I know they were good in the last game, but I think Arsenal will probably like playing against them than certain teams. Like Everton, when Everton were playing against them, that's the game they just did not want. But Leicester will leave themselves a bit more open because they're trying to play more, and I think they'll get picked off. So 2 on Ars.
2-1 to the Ars.
2-1 to the Ars.
Liam, what do you think?
You say 2-1. I'll go 3-1.
I'm going to go 3-0 Arsenal. Again, as good as Leicester were for periods against Man United, it did all come crashing down, and I think it's going to be a similar story. Like you said, they might try and play their football, but I think Arsenal will just pick off and play through them. Arsenal 3-0. Andy agrees. Whoa, cheeky 1-0 for Leicester there. That is very cheeky. On to West Ham versus Forest. Liam will no doubt want Forest to destroy West Ham.
Yeah, I'll have a cheeky 1-0 Forest win there.
I was going to say the same. Crippy?
I think West Ham needs this. I don't know. I'm not saying I want this result, but I think West Ham might sneak it. I'll go 1-0 West Ham. My hair.
And he's sitting on the Crippy fence with a 1-0.
Which
is understandable.
Moisey came out with some comments, didn't he, about his players? Like, mate, you're the manager. You're saying about players need to be up for this fight. Are you up for the job, mate? Do you want to do this as well?
And isn't it your job to get them up for their fight?
Yeah. It didn't fill me for the confidence. But I'll go now.
Bash.
Yeah, all right, Bash. Yeah, man.
Fucking hell.
You back them.
That was super frisky. I don't know how many more of these we're going to end up with. Super duper frisky. So when things get really out of hand. Bournemouth versus Man City. I mean, come on. There's only one winner, isn't there? Surely this has got to be a City rout. 4-0. You're going 3. Crippy's going 3-0. I don't know why he's doing sign language and gone silent all of a sudden.
I'll go 4-1 City.
I'm on 4%, man. It might disappear from the podcast in a minute if I don't keep it charged up.
I thought you just muted yourself to let off a massive fart. Just blame it on the chair, mate. It's fine.
No echo. I don't want to ruin the podcast. This has been top-notch stuff tonight.
Fucking plug it in, man. Bollocks to it. I'd rather have an echo than have you disappear. Christ. You got a 5-1 from Andy and a 6-0 from
Jeez.
There's too much frisk in there.
To be fair, in those games you do get a thrashing sometimes from a team, and Bournemouth are pretty shite.
Yeah,
they are pretty shite, aren't they? So
5-1 and 6.
I know.
I mean, we could get locked up for that amount of frisk. Palace and Liverpool. This is another one that could go a little bit frisky. I'm back in Liverpool again. I'm going to go another 3-0 here.
Well, this is, remember, Cristanbul. This is Cristanbul. You know, this fixture. Palace had a knack of getting results a few years after, didn't they? So, I reckon they might be their Achilles heel.
I think it's still there, do you?
I think so. Yeah, they got dangerous players. I think Azeez Zaha, they're there. Yeah,
Eze and Leeds are just
sort of sensible ones.
Baller. He's an absolute baller.
Both of them, Eze and Leeds, both absolute class. They'll not be at Palace next season, that's for sure.
No, they just play like they're on the street, don't they? They just have no fear at all. They just don't care.
Yeah. Quite a sensible approach from Andy there, 2-1. Definitely more sensible than my 3-0, I think. Bash has gone 1-1. Cricky, what was yours?
2-1 Palace, let's do it.
2-1
Palace.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ooh. I'm liking this.
Yeah.
We're going to have a very colourful score chart next week. Another London derby.
This is one result where Potter actually might get a result just because Tottenham normally suck against Chelsea. But he doesn't have to do anything. Tottenham will blow it for him anyway.
I was going to say, Spurs are pretty good at self-destruction.
They love it.
Is Conte back on the sideline, or is he still?
Still recouping.
Yeah, I'm going Chelsea 2-0.
Yeah, I'll go Chelsea 2-1.
Yeah, Liam.
We're boring this 0-0.
We haven't had a 0-0 for a while, actually. No.
We haven't, and that's
yeah.
right on Cricket's fence.
If anything, that's frisky. That 0-0.
I suppose. Yeah, Spurs 2-1. That's frisky.
I had to cover Richarlison today.
And
obviously, he's not having a good time of it at Tottenham. He's not playing a lot. Hasn't scored yet.
Don't mention Richarlison. Liam gets
a give it a chance, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's had I think 5 starts in the Premier League. It's not. But he's been injured a fair bit as well. But yeah, he's coming off the bench.
He comes on for 10 minutes and 5 minutes here and there.
Yeah.
I got any sort of momentum there.
And no faith.
Bring him back.
60 mil. You pay 60 mil for a man, and then don't throw him in.
Yeah, don't give him a shot. All right, then. The Carabao Cup final. This one stinks. Crippy, how do you see it going?
2-1 Newcastle.
Fucking hell. Liam?
You all right there? 2-1 Newcastle.
I just think they're mad enough to do it. They're just do you know what I mean? I'm thinking back to the Wigan, Man City. You know, that era was great, wasn't it? Just fucking do it, man. You don't get to a final to lose it.
True.
And I hate United in the League Cup final because of what they did to Villa. So please fucking put them to bed.
Do them.
Yeah, I'm still bitter about it.
I think I'll go to extra time.
Yeah, I could do.
I would take that like a Newcastle 3-2 that Andy said.
Extra time, United 3-1.
Oh, that's so insulting because you think they're going to score twice in extra time. That's so insulting.
Yeah, because they'll throw people forward and then get caught out.
Yeah.
1-1 Man United to win at extra time. So Bash has gone the same as you. I am not that confident, and I'm going with a Man United 2-0.
See, when Newcastle win, you're going to go, fair play, Crippy.
I'm doing that as a lifelong Newcastle fan. I have learned to prepare for the worst.
True.
Expect the worst and hope for the best. So, yeah. If I go 2-0 Man United, I can't be disappointed when it is. I can, and I will be. I'll be fucking devastated. But at least I won't be like, I jinxed it by being confident. It's just how I feel every time.
On a game or something,
Yeah, if ever I back Newcastle and it doesn't go right in my head, I jinxed it because I was confident for once.
Yeah.
So, as is not me slighting Newcastle, I do believe we could do it. I just don't know. I just don't want to get cocky.
I think the pressure's more on Manchester United, to be honest.
I think it probably is.
Yeah.
Because this is their domain, isn't it? A cup final. Yeah. This is what Man United are.
They're expected to win, but they're not winners, are they? They're not winners yet. They haven't done anything for many years.
Yeah, I looked it up. 2013 was the last time.
50s, was it? Oh, I thought it
was Newcastle owed one since the FA Cup. We've been owed a few. We just don't like Wembley.
This is Newcastle.
That's what I'm thinking, and that's what we're thinking is. It's an entirely new Newcastle from top to bottom. It's also a new Man United, pretty much from top to bottom.
Sure.
So it could be anybody's. Like neither side is in that bred for success mold.
No, not yet, not yet. So it will be nervy, I'm sure. It will be nervy.
It's going to be interesting, though. I really hope it turns out what Andy says.
Yeah.
For the Newcastle win and for the goals, the entertainment. That's what you want in a cup final.
Nah, I want a 1-0 win.
You what, sorry?
A 1-0 win, or what did City do to Watford the other year in the FA Cup? It was like 6-0.
Oh, just a massive rout.
And Swansea did that as well, didn't they? In the one of the cup finals, they thrashed Bradford. Is like, great final.
Yeah.
When you're a Bradford fan, you turn out to watch your team. Oh, we're smashed already. Great.
Didn't even turn up.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's everything for this week, unless anything's popped into your skulls at the last minute.
Solid pod. Delighted.
You've come through it well, Crippy, considering all the preparation you did. And
what, I mean, all of it? Loads of it, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the non-stop prep and the turning up early. Right, so all that remains is for me to say thanks for joining us, lads. Thanks for watching. Everybody in the comments, thank you for getting involved. If you're watching this after the fact, please do hit the like button, subscribe buttons, and share buttons. And we will see you at 8 o'clock again next Tuesday. Just remains for me to say they think it's all over.